What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Today is Tune-In Thursday and this is NT Certified, and today's pickups are actually from last weekend's Flea Market run, which is the first time that I've ever done any game shopping at a flea market. As a kid, I used to stop by flea markets and game stores that were at flea markets and stuff like that. But this was a pretty good experience, and I think that's going to be something that I do on a normal basis now. So I'm going to throw up a few short videos of this past weekend and some of the things that I did and some of the places that I went to, and most importantly show you the things that I found over the weekend. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. What's up, everybody? NT Certified here, and it's Saturday, and today I am at one of my local flea markets with a fellow buddy of mine named Tommy, and we're looking at games and wrestling figures and stuff like that. So let's see what we can find today. Look at all these freaking Hot Wheels. Crazy. Well, I'm in the car and I'm driving on the way back towards home. Went to a couple flea markets, a couple thrift stores, picked up a couple of cool things for some future videos, maybe this upcoming week. So we're gonna head towards home right now, and I'm gonna stop at another store that I know of. All Time Toys is actually the store that I go to pretty much on a normal basis, probably every other week or every other weekend or so. So we're gonna see what they have and see if I can't find some more stuff. Let's go. After it was all said and done, we went to 2 flea markets. We went to, I believe, 2 thrift stores, and then, as you saw earlier, I was gonna head to my local game store that I always go to, All Time Toys. But when I got down there, there wasn't any parking, and I drove around for about 10 or 15 minutes. So either people were jumping in your spots that you were waiting for, or there was just no parking at all. So I had to just go ahead and just head home. But I did pick up some really good things, and I'm ready to show you what I found. And I left, price stickers on it and everything, just to show you, what I paid for the game, if you feel like it's worth it or not. But we're gonna start with the Nintendo 64 because I'm trying to collect as much of that as possible, but I'm trying to be smart about it and not pay too much for each particular game. So the first game that I have is Wipeout 64. Now, I know of Wipeout, and actually, wait a minute. Do I have Wipeout already? Wait a second. I do. It just dawned on me that I believe in last week's video, I showed you Wipeout 64. Well, let's move on to the next one. Quake 2. Now, the Quake engine thing was kind of before my time. I mean, I had a Nintendo 64. I didn't have a PC at the time, but I did have a 64 when this game came out, Quake 1 and then Quake 2, and Quake being like the first like Doom style engine where everything was 3D. So this was really cool at the time, and I never played Quake. I don't know much about Quake other than, the Quake engine thing that has gone around for years. I know this is a decent game, especially for the Nintendo 64. They had a lot of duds, and this is a good one. So I paid $7.99 for it, which is below like market costs when I looked it up, so I'm really happy to toss this one in my collection. Everything else that I have are Sega Dreamcast games. So first thing that I have is Sydney 2000, which is the Olympics of that year. And as a kid, I used to love the Olympics games. Just being able to do like different sports, because it looks like you have the 100-meter sprint, the hammer, the javelin, the high jump, and stuff like that. I used to love these types of games just for the fact that you get to do so many different activities. So whenever you play the game, it's different. And I never really played it for long, but at least I was able to do different things instead of just doing the same old like shoot and run and jump and stuff like that. So I liked it. Second game is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six on the Sega Dreamcast. Now, I don't think that I've played this on the Dreamcast, but I'm excited to, because I did hook up my Dreamcast for the first time a couple days ago, and I played 10 classic games, and I'm actually going to do a video on those 10 classic games and how they hold up to today's standards, in my opinion. So this was not one of those games. Keep that in mind. Oh, I lied. I have a Panasonic 3DO game that I picked up from the Flea Market, and it's actually Alone in the Dark. So I'm guessing this is the first Alone in the Dark, which I didn't even know was on the Panasonic 3DO, but since this store did have 3DO games, which are super hard to come by, I couldn't pass it up. Plus it was only 10 bucks, which is also below the value. So I don't know what the plot is. I don't know if it's gonna be decent, but I know that it's in my collection now, and I'm gonna put it with all my other games and maybe hook this sucker up and see what that game is all about. So WWF Royal Rumble for the Sega Dreamcast. Quick story about this game. So I had a friend that had this particular game, and I had no clue that this game was even coming out because I didn't have a Sega Dreamcast. I wasn't getting wrestling magazines. I didn't have a computer. I was kind of deprived as a kid. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. I pretty much got whatever I wanted as a kid, just as long as it didn't involve internet or cable or anything like that. But I had every video game that I ever asked for, so I can't complain about that. So shout out to Grandma. But this game came out, and I went to my buddy William's house, and he put this in, and I was completely blown away by the arcade style of this game. Fast-paced action. They didn't do entrances, none of that mumbo jumbo. It was just all like in-ring action, and like I believe 8 or 9 people could be in the ring at the same time. So that was totally different for me, and I loved it. I mean, the game doesn't have much substance to it, but it's a fun play, and which is why I love Sega, because their arcade style games are amazing. Next up, WWF Attitude. Now, this game came out on some other systems. Came out on PlayStation. It came out on 64. It also came out on the Dreamcast. Of course, on the Dreamcast, it looked uber amazing compared to the PlayStation and compared to the N64. And my cousin had it, and he got it when he got the Dreamcast for his birthday. And at that point, I hadn't even known that the Dreamcast had dropped. I went to his house and he's like, "Hey, I got the new Sega Dreamcast." And I'm like, "What the heck is a Sega Dreamcast?" But this is one of the first games that he got. This and Sonic Adventure. And it looked amazing. Like when Kane came out and his pyro went up and the fire looked so real back then. And I wanted to play it so bad. There were some things that he had that I just wanted for my own so bad. But never came to be until I got a little older, got some money of my own, and it's in my collection. Last game that I'm going to show, I actually just mentioned a second ago, and it's Sonic Adventure, which is probably my favorite Sonic game next to probably Sonic 2 on the Genesis. Sonic Adventure is just an amazing game, and I wish Sega could go back to this Sonic, because lately they've been striking out big time. But this new Sonic, I know I complained about it a while ago, but I did see some of the gameplay, and it's kind of looking like Sonic Adventure just a little bit, but I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on it. But I have my VMUs, I'm ready to play Sonic Adventure, get into this game, because I don't think that I ever beat it, but this is the time to beat this game. So that's all for this week's Tune In Thursday. Once again, this is NT Certified, and I appreciate every last one of you that stops by. So please like, please comment, and always subscribe. I'm always doing something new, always buying figures, always buying games, always doing giveaways, the whole 9 yards. So I'll see you next time. Peace.